This is a 2007 Dodge Magnum. It has a 3.5 V6 in it. And I'm going to be replacing the spark plugs on it. It has a slight misfire when it's under load on the highway. And it's trying to accelerate. It's definitely due for spark plugs, so I'm going to check it out while I replace the spark plugs, and we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna pop the hood and we'll start taking it apart. Alright, so we're gonna have to take the intake manifold off, so I'm gonna undo this tube, some of these hoses on the back, undo these connectors. Definitely gonna need to undo that and that. And the bracket down here. Undo that connector. You don't have to loosen the bottoms here. You could just bend this rod out a little. Be careful not to break it. These are 10. I'm gonna take them all out. Alright, I got those bolts loose. Got the connectors undone. There's still a pipe going into the back. It's hard to see, but you're gonna have to pull the intake forward. But these are still holding on. You can either loosen the bolts at the bottom, or you can just bend them back like I'm gonna do. And yeah, you should loosen that bracket too, unless you want to fight getting the intake off. But I'm gonna be careful not to crack anything. See, you can move it back away from there. I'm gonna do the same thing over there. Now I should be able to move this side up. Now that I got this side free, I'm gonna work on the other side here and then lift it up out of place. Once you get it all freed up from hooking on anything, you can lift this on out of here and we're good to go. You just gotta lift it up and make sure that this fits through this hole. Alright, now that the intake is off, you want to cover up the holes there because you definitely don't want to drop anything in. You're gonna just wipe off the valve covers here so dirt doesn't go in, and then I'm just gonna Start taking the 10mm bolts off here. Unplug these first. Okay, I wiped some of the dirt off there. Now I'm going to take all the 10mm bolts out, and we're going to start pulling the coil packs out. Alright, I'm going to start pulling the plugs here. Alright, so I just pulled all these spark plugs out. They definitely don't look good. Doesn't surprise me that it's misfiring. But yeah, we'll put some proper spark plugs in here. Supposed to be a 0.050 inch gap. When putting this in, you want to make sure that you don't drop it or damage the end. I'm going to do this for all the spark plugs. Okay, I got all the spark plugs in there nice and tight. Now I'm going to start putting the coil packs back into place. Alright, now that the spark plugs are replaced, we can start putting the intake manifold back on. You want to make sure that the seals are still on that, if you have it on your car. And yeah, just make sure you plug everything else in, make sure that slides into place. You gotta fish it around this. And you might want to get a new seal for here if yours is bad. Okay, it's back on and tightened. Got some of the hoses and connectors plugged in. Just gotta put the air filter back in the hose. And yeah, then we'll test it out. Okay, everything's back together. I just sprayed off the engine. We're good to go now.